Hello, welcome to Simple Spanish Sentences. This is the 18th video in a playlist on Spanish verb tenses and moods. In it, I'll share some sentences that show how to conjugate regular Spanish verbs in the future tense that end in AR, ER, and IR. These three types of verbs will be covered together since they're conjugated the same way. The future tense is typically used to describe things that will happen or will be done in the future. And to illustrate this tense, the three verbs that I'm going to use are to study, which is estudiar, to eat, which is comer, and to write, which is escribir. Conjugating regular AR, ER, and IR verbs in the future tense involves one step. We simply add the appropriate ending to the infinitive form of the verb, as illustrated in the chart below. And the following sentences will illustrate how this is done. I in Spanish is yo, and to conjugate this, we add E with an accent. So to say, I will study, estudiar becomes estudiaré. To say, I will eat, comer becomes comeré. And to say, I will write, escribir becomes escribiré. I will study Spanish later is estudiaré español más tarde. I will eat rice later is comeré arroz más tarde. And I will write a poem later is escribiré un poema más tarde. You in Spanish when speaking to one person informally is tú. And to conjugate this, we add A with an accent, S. So to say you will study, estudiar becomes estudiarás. To say you will eat, comer becomes comerás. And to say you will write, escribir becomes escribirás. You will study English on Friday is estudiarás inglés el viernes. You will eat pasta on Friday is comerás pasta el viernes. And you will write a letter on Friday is escribirás una carta el viernes. He in Spanish is él, she is ella, and you when talking to one person formally is usted. To conjugate this, we add A with an accent. So to say he, she, or you will study, estudiar becomes estudiará. To say he, she, or you will eat, comer becomes comerá. And to say he, she, or you will write, escribir becomes escribirá. He or she will study with Pablo later is él or ella estudiará con Pablo más tarde. Maria will eat with Isabel later is Maria comerá con Isabel más tarde. And you will write with Isabel later is usted escribirá con Isabel más tarde. Note that because he, she, and you are conjugated the same way, I've included pronouns in some of these sentences just to clarify who's doing the action. We in Spanish is nosotros or nosotras. And to conjugate this, we add E-M-O-S. So to say we will study, estudiar becomes estudiaremos. To say we will eat, comer becomes comeremos. And to say we will write, escribir becomes escribiremos. We will study with Pablo on Friday is estudiaremos con Pablo el viernes. Maria and I will eat with Isabel on Friday. Is Maria y yo comeremos con Isabel el viernes. And Maria and I will write with Isabel on Friday. Is Maria y yo escribiremos con Isabel el viernes. You in Spanish when speaking to multiple people informally and in Spain is vosotros or vosotras. And to conjugate this, we add E with an accent, IS. So to say you will study, estudiar becomes estudiaréis. To say you will eat, comer becomes comeréis. And to say you will write, escribir becomes escribiréis. You will study Spanish with Pablo later is estudiaréis español con Pablo más tarde. You and Maria will eat rice with Isabel later is tú y Maria comeréis arroz con Isabel más tarde. And you and Maria will write a poem with Isabel later is tú y Maria escribiréis un poema con Isabel más tarde. They in Spanish is ellos or ellas, and you when talking to multiple people is ustedes. To conjugate this, we add A with an accent, N. So to say they or you will study, estudiar becomes estudiarán. To say they or you will eat, comer becomes comerán. And to say they or you will write, escribir becomes escribirán. They will study English with Pablo on Friday is ellos or ellas estudiarán inglés con Pablo el viernes. Maria and Martha will eat pasta with Isabel on Friday. Is Maria y Marta comerán pasta con Isabel el viernes. And you and Maria will write a letter with Isabel on Friday. Is tú y Maria escribirán una carta con Isabel el viernes. And finally, to review these conjugations. For yo, it's estudiaré, comeré, and escribiré. For tú, it's estudiarás, comerás, and escribirás. For él, ella, and usted, it's estudiará, comerá, and escribirá. For nosotros or nosotras, it's estudiaremos, comeremos, and escribiremos. For vosotros or vosotras, it's estudiaréis, comeréis, and escribiréis. And for ellos, ellas, and ustedes, it's estudiarán, comerán, and escribirán. That's all for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did and would like to support this channel, you can do that in a number of ways. Also, if you noticed any mistakes, feel free to let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and take care.